morning we're entering the finance world, and it's my pleasure to have with me Sister Theresa Hakuma from Chihuahua. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us about your love and passion and your work in the finance world.
Well, I've always loved numbers. I was one of those who were really got the highest marks
In
and
mathematics.
what I mean in mathematics. I got. You'd be surprised because I'll get 97%, 95%. In
Wow.
fact, I also did additional mathematics and I loved it so much. I'll be the last one actually doing an assignment at home, and people in my class would come to ask what I did.
See, I should have gone to school with you. I struggled. Good for you.
Yeah, good for me, and I just found that that's an ability that God gave me. But going into finance, I didn't choose to go into finance. In fact, I wanted to do engineering. There were two things I wanted to do,
Okay.
teaching and engineering. But my dad put me in a finance class. Probably maybe saw something there.
Okay, sure.
And that's how I ended up being here in finance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, engineering, do you still dream about it, or you've left it?
Not really. I don't dream about engineering, but I dream about teaching. Because I wanted to inspire children, I guess, pupils, young people, to think that mathematics is not that difficult. Because there's this perception that it's difficult, but it is not. It's just a logical sequence of events that you have to do.
And it sounds like you want to make it fun. So
Yes, it's really, really fun. It's something that I really like. Even here, I still use my mathematical skills in the office at THQ. Even though finance would be different a little bit from mathematics.
Yes.
But I actually do, in terms of calculating percentages, people would get to ask me, how do you find that? What formula should we use to find this? And I use those mathematical skills even here.
Now you are the only female in the finance department.
Yeah.
What's that like? Be honest.
It's great. It's great. I get all the attention.
All
the attention.
Excellent.
I would be daft if they brought somebody in to compete.
Wow.
But I really like it. It's great.
So the team of men is a healthy team to work with?
Yeah, it is.
Because it can be tough for women, you know, if you don't have a kind of a supportive environment to work in.
You're correct, but I've noticed that men actually do respect when you begin to show some abilities. And I think the reason is they began to respect me because of the abilities that I show. Okay. And I've been a support to the finance department, and I found it really, really fun to work with.
How long have you been in the finance department?
I've been here in the finance department since 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, long-termer, expert, and obviously you love what you do.
Exactly.
What exactly do you do?
Well, right now, since last year, I've been doing what they call here a new phenomenon right now, which is called IFAS Champion. Now, what it is that Salvation Army has changed from an old accounting system, which we call MAP, to a new accounting system, which is called International Financial Accounting Standards. And really, mainly is because we want to be in compliance with international financial reporting standards. Just joining in on the global bandwagon, I guess.
Global family, right?
Exactly. So that's what it is. So in that job, I'm sort of helping transition from the old system to a new system. And I'm supporting my team here at this office to transition from that kind of thinking, because all the way up to 2017 we've been preparing our accounts according to the old system of NAP, but now we are preparing accounting according to IFAS.
So it sounds like quite the load you're carrying.
It is.
And it sounds like you're a change agent.
Yes,
because you're moving from the old to the new.
Exactly. It's not easy, but it's been fun because IHQ has introduced a software actually to accommodate that change. And two things that we are doing right now: learning the financial accounting standards, the new ones, and also changing from the old software, which was Sun System, to the new software.
And that's a behavior change too, right?
It is.
It's not just a technical change.
It is.
You have to change your mindset to say, out with it's a biblical principle. we finished with the old and we're into the new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Forget about the old things, I'm doing a new thing. That's what's happening right now in our department. If you could just come and just peep and just see, you'd hear me say, do not call that GM, it's not GM, it's territorial accounts. It's just one account, because previously we were doing a 4-fund system. So we had created some subsidiaries in the system. But now it's just one entity, Salvation Army. So you hear me, people would say, what about that GM, Territorial Consult GM? I said, no, that's not general maintenance, it's territorial account, it's just one.
So you've got a new system, a new language, a new behavior.
Exactly.
Wow, lots of changes. But I hear you being really excited about that.
I have.
And all of that's going to support mission better than we've been able to do in the past.
Exactly, because right now we want to be better stewards of our resources. Yeah. And we want people to be able to read what our performance in terms of finances, to see exactly how we're managing our resources here at THQ. Previously, they would not be able to read because it was complex. It was only Salvation Army related kind of formatting of accounts, but now it's international. So anybody can actually read what we're doing.
So if you move from territory to territory, for example, it's the same system.
It's the same system.
And so if I'm in a core, ultimately, if I'm in a core in Ndola and I'm equally in a core in Siavanga, the plan is I should be able to read and function.
Yes.
So that should really help local officers, right?
It should help local officers. Also, it's helping territorial leaders, because territorial leaders have to move from one territory to another. Before, you'd be in Zambia and you'd be using old map, and you'd go to a different country which is using national accounting standards. But no more, because leadership is able to read accounts in Zambia and be able to see the same kind of accounts in a different country or territory.
So really that speaks into governance, accountability, which has been a huge piece for the International Army. And so it allows us as a territory to really step up on the international playing ground, so to speak, and say, we're here, we're ready, let's go.
Exactly, it does.
So that all speaks to mission and supporting community.
It does, it does, because our role is very important as Salvation Army, as finance, in supporting the mission of the Salvation Army. Because wait, we are people that have been given funds, okay, and we are custodians of those funds to implement programs meeting mission. Yeah. Because of course you as a Salvation Army, our mission of course is to save souls, to grow saints, and also to help the vulnerable. Yep. And in helping the vulnerable, our funds come in handy. And we need to be able to be seen as a trustworthy organization.
Absolutely.
That other people can actually pour money into it and will accomplish our mission. People that want to partner with us, who have the same kind of goals with us, can actually give us money and we implement, because we have the structures to implement. So as finance, we help to sort of be stewards and assist leadership in being stewards of those funds that we're being given.
So this is about helping us to be better stewards. You've used that phrase a few times. It helps us to be more faithful too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. And accountable, transparent. We have no secrets.
We have no secrets.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we had to move to
the new.
Yeah, to the new, so that people can actually read what is happening. To read what is happening on the face of our finances, on the document.
So in the midst of all of this, and I hear your passion, I get excited by that, particularly as a non-finance manager, but clearly there must be some challenges. What are some, I won't call them threats, but what are some of the challenges that you face in the finance?
Well, some of the challenges, I guess, is you know, we have finance systems, and we have people that want to get that finance to implement programs.
Of course.
So there's usually some kind. We want to make sure that those funds are accounted for properly using our systems. And people want to get the money as quickly as possible. So we always have this little conflict going on here and there, and it's a bit of a challenge, because sometimes people think we don't want to give up the money, but we do want to give up the money. We just want to properly account for it.
And I think that's a typical challenge across the world and across organizations, the difference between accounting systems and program.
Exactly.
And how do we work together and achieve a good balance?
Exactly, communication.
I'm glad you've named it. Excellent.
Communication. as long as we communicate and we just make the process as simple as possible. And we have enthusiastic people in the finance who are able to sort of help outsiders to understand, not really outsiders, they are really internal, but I mean other colleagues that are not in the finance to understand the procedure and do it quickly. And on our end, when it comes to our end, we do it quickly as well. And that's where IFAS comes in, because the NetSuite software that's accounting for our transactions now is made in such a way that heads of department can see the budgets on the screens and they're able to approve as quickly
And
as
I've
possible.
done that, and that has
Exactly.
been really helpful.
We're able to see on the budget line, travel, how much do we still have but, on travel, can we move funds from this a program that we're not implementing right now to this particular important program that has come in. For example, on the COVID issues that have come in right now, we are focusing on mitigating the COVID issues and just sorting out the mess that COVID has brought in. So if we're moving, sort of shifting focus, we'll be able, the head of department will be able to shift focus in terms of the budget.
So this not only, I'm hearing you say, this not only impacts us in the future, but it impacts us right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really fun.
So if there are young Salationist women who also are interested in mathematics and finance, that kind of thing, what would you say to a young Christian woman who's considering finance as a career?
At the top of my head, go for it. Go for it, because you can do anything that you want to do. Okay, of course you have to study and focus and all that stuff, but of course when you want to accomplish your goals, you must be determined to be able to achieve it. So go for it, it's not that hard. Of course there's so many subjects to do, but I think every young woman that wants to do this is capable of just managing just all the subjects that are required to pass those particular exams.
So young women, what you're doing today and seeing is a financial professional who believes that this is mission, who believes that this is going to further God's kingdom, and she's telling you to go for it. Dream big, work hard, everything is possible.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
What joy could you see beyond the grave? If love found my soul worth dying for, how wonderful, how glorious, my Savior's God, victorious. My chains are gone, my debt is paid, from death to life, and grace to grace. If heaven now owns that vacant tomb, how great is the hope that lives in you? The passion that tore through hell like gold, the promise that rolled back death in its stone. If freedom is worth the life you raised, where is my sin? Where is my shame? Oh, Jesus, When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise. In the one, come on, you see. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life.